to know that you are still staying tuned to us on Tea or Coffee, your favorite breakfast show, bringing you loads of goodness every morning, Mondays to Fridays. I always love to say it, anytime. I never walk alone. I have Wura with me, and we're excited about today's topic, aren't
Yes.
you?
It has to do with my rights. I am.
But anyways, before we actually go into the topic, I need to say one or two things. From the feature you just saw on drug abuse. There was a story that came out, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday or thereabout, that says women are now, it was yesterday. No, I think it was Tuesday. Women are now in Nigeria especially, are now the most users of drugs, especially that one they call shisha. Now, I want to address this. I am not going to say it is a man thing or it's a woman thing, because now we know that everybody from the age of 8 are users of drugs. It is very important that you take caution, especially parents. Please know what your kids are doing. Know what your kids are taking. I'm not saying everyone right now. I am just saying generally to parents, wherever it is that they are all over the world, make sure you take a look at what your kids are using, what they are doing, where they are going, who they are associating themselves with. The truth is, your parents can't be everywhere you go. Your parents can't check everything. You do. Now, as a young adult, a teenager, or an adult yourself, you need to check yourself. A wise man once said, check yourself before you do what? You wreck yourself. It is very... It is very important that you do all of these things, because your health is definitely your wealth. You don't know that these things that you're using is detrimental to you at the long run. Somebody was telling me something that, my grandparent or something has been smoking for a very long time. He's now 90 and he isn't dead. But you're not your grandpa, aren't you? You're not your grandfather. You can smoke for 2 years and your lungs would be in trouble and you die. So please just take care of yourself. It's very important, especially that shisha. I want somebody to actually come talk about it, because most people that smoke shisha, they say that it doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any
effect on you.
A lot of females do that now in clubs or in social gatherings, and they act like it is actually okay. And somebody told me yesterday that shisha is like burning 50 cigarettes at the same time. Because the smoke you come out with, you exhale, is actually very thick. It's actually not a good thing.
You know, as much as I would like to say one or two, I think you said it all. You said all that I would like to say. Parents, guide your children. Children, guide yourself, basically. So let's just move on to what we are actually going to do today.
Yes. So our guest today is Adeboale Toby. He's a barrister. Yes, barrister Adeboale Toby, and he'll be talking on enforcing your rights. It is very important that you know your rights. What exactly is your rights? Who are the people that are meant to enforce your rights? How should you behave? What should you do when your rights are being infringed? And who should you talk to when your rights are being infringed? All of this conversation we'll be having today. What are my fundamental human rights, and how can it be enforced now that we're having a whole lot of police brutality? I remember there was a time we had a barrister when I remember the Colade Johnson saga happened away. Police brutality was happening all over the world, even in Nigeria, where everybody was coming up with the hashtag End SARS, hashtag Reform SARS. And we had to ask, like, do these people actually have the rights to, do all of this, the rights to brutalize citizens? And he told us no. He actually told us the right way for citizens to behave and how to, converse with the officer of the law. You don't have to be
rude or violent.
You don't have to be violent. He's the officer of the law. He has a right to question you or ask you questions, and you also have a right to answer. But we want to know more about enforcing rights. It's going to be very interesting today.
Exactly. All right. So before we join our guest, Barrister Adeboale, we would be reading out something which has to do with human rights and how it can, help how you can be enforced and be informed to people. Now, human rights are enforceable in laws and are those rights which are recognized by law as fundamental rights as distinguished from mere aspirations or individuals' ideas of rights. Now, although human rights had been part and parcel of the successive Nigerian constitution since independence in 1960, the Fundamental Rights Enforcement Procedure Rules were first introduced in 1979. Now, the introduction of 1979 FREP rules was aimed at bringing greater speed and dynamism to the enforcement of fundamental rights in Nigeria.
Now, however, after operating the 1979 FREP rules for 20 years, their inadequacies prompted the introduction of the 2009 rules. The efforts to tackle human rights abuses which are prevalent in African region, especially Nigeria, received a boost recently with introduction of the new Fundamental Rights Enforcement Procedure, FREP 2009. So you see how important it is for us to, talk about enforcing our rights. What exactly is our rights? We're still talking about it today that someone actually sent me something on social media to go online and sign a bill against Elisha Abo that assaulted a lady at the adult store. Yeah, somebody sent me that, and I felt that was very interesting because I was able to, put it right there that I want him to be prosecuted. I actually want him to face the wrath of the law because nobody is above the law. But the truth is, do you know your rights? Do you know if you are above do you know nobody's actually above the law, but do you know what exactly it is that you're meant to do? If somebody stops you on the road and says, don't walk there, do you know if you're actually meant to walk there or not? Do you know if you're meant to sit there or not? There was something happened, I think it was last week. It was a bone of contention that was online. Something that had to do with our legend, Wale Soyinka, and
the younger person,
and then sitting down on the plane, and this guy paid for a seat. The guy came to sit by the window side, and Wale Soyinka was sitting right there by the window seat, and the guy had to ask Wale Soyinka to stand up and something like that. And somebody was saying something online, and then he was like that, how about enforcing your rights? Because a lot of people were like, no, he shouldn't have done that, he is a legend and blah blah blah, stuff like that. And somebody was like, it is in the law, you should stand up when somebody when you've actually paid for a seat. You shouldn't sit where somebody else has paid for, that you should be prosecuted. It was a serious heated argument on social media, and the truth is, some people don't even know if it is true or not. We just take whatever it is anybody dishes out to us. Remember the police brutality period and all. If you are addressing the officer of the law, what exactly are you meant to say? What is the right thing? So yesterday we'll be having that conversation in-depthly with our guest, Adibowale Toby.
Yes, exactly. We'll be calling for break in a short period of time. But before then, what I would like to say is that laws are actually there for you to follow. It's there for you to be guided and not to harm you or hurt anyone. They're actually there to guide your daily lives and activities. But I actually want us to go for break before, but then our guest is currently on now, and we have a barrister Adibowale Toby online.
Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello. Hello, good morning. All right. Okay, so let's go for a quick short break, and when we come back, Tea or Coffee continues. Make sure you stay tuned.
Talent management. Help bring out the very good in you, also take care of the very bad of you, and then help you have a career that was good. So,
my name is Wuraola Popola. Odupe Jacobs is my name.
My name is God's Time David.
My name is Oluwase Olusegun.
My name is Omobolade Oladepo.
My name is Fon Pete. On today's episode of Tea or Coffee, my name is Oluwayemisi Bele.
For High Impact Television, I am Peace Adeniro. That information needs to go around for people to know that they can earn money from every waste that they are generating.
And you bond with them, and the only way you can bond with your people is by communicating.
The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain.
Okay, what item of clothing do you consider provocative in fashion?
Provocative. Provocative.
Be around for confusing, but if you feel the confusion is fine, I'll bring diffusion and let you know that.
Then happy birthday, Wura. Then happy birthday, Wura.
Oh, you should end up with that. Well, we said that earlier, Jai, leave me alone.
Happy New Year!
We have what we call right of way, right? When you are driving, you are walking. Please stand up. Now, it's just common sense. I shouldn't really be telling you that when you are walking on the road, walk to your right.
Tim, tea or coffee? Wura, how is it going over there?
I knew you guys were coming to me.
Definitely, of course.
I was sitting pretty to answer you.
We know.
Love is a person to me.
Who is in love, I guess?
Well, I am. I'm in love with you.
When you meet somebody and that person, whether a lady or a guy, is not answerable to anybody, including his parents, then that should be the greatest red flag that you should look for.
What are the things that you need to tick off the list as a passenger?
Best thing to do is listen to instructions.
Happy birthday to her. Cheers, ladies.
Moments would always last for a lifetime. I mean, forever. But then we were talking about, are you being emotional now?
Let's not do this. It's been a 1 year of amazing journey, but let's just go on to what we have for today.
We were talking about enforcing human rights, and we have Barrister Adebowale Toby with us on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you very much Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Sorry, I didn't get the last part of your...
All right. Okay, so the first question.
All right, so this morning we're talking on enforcing
human rights.
Human rights. And before we joined you on this conversation, we're talking about what exactly our own thoughts on what human rights means. But then we want to know what exactly it is from the legal angle. So what is human rights legally?
Okay, well, human rights, those rights that attach to every human being, by extension of your existence as a human, you are entitled to those basic, inalienable rights. So those are what we call as human rights. So as long as you are human, you are entitled to certain level of respect, certain level of obligations from other people towards you, and those combination of things that we refer to as human rights.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Barrister Adebowale. So we've heard of civic rights, fundamental human rights, and so on. Are there really classifications when it has to do with human rights?
Sorry,
I said, okay, we've heard of civic rights, human rights. A lot of people said that there's classification when it has to do with human rights. How true is that? Do we really have classifications of human rights?
Well, yes. Classification may be adopted by people to identify different types of rights that we have. And that classification is more or less related to the approach to enforcing different types of rights and how or to what extent can enforce them. So, yes, the different types of rights you commonly get or you read about as civil rights, political rights, economic rights, social rights. More or less those four are the basic classifications. At the end of the day, however, certain rights are usually grouped together. For instance, civil and political rights, while social and economic rights are also grouped together. But like I said earlier, at the end of the day, it leads to how we can enforce them.
All right, that's fantastic. Now, I'd like to ask you, how many rights do we have as Nigerians? But you'd have to stay on the line because we need to take a very quick break. When we are back, the conversation will continue with Barrister Dewale Tobi. Don't go anywhere. Tea or Coffee continues. We still have Barrister Dewale Tobi on the line talking on enforcing human rights. Before I went on that break, I was asking, how many rights do we have as a Nigerian? Or let me personalize this question now. How many rights do I have as a Nigerian? Barrister, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, so please answer. How many rights do I have as a Nigerian?
I'm not exactly put the number to the rights that you have as a Nigerian.
All right.
I would rather say that you have different types of rights that you can enforce. So, for instance, the Nigerian Constitution, which is the ground law for everyone in Nigeria, has different constitutions of rights. You check the chapter 2 of the Nigerian Constitution, you have certain social and economic rights that are described as obligations for the government to carry out. But then, you go to the chapter 4 in Constitution, you have another set of rights of them. Those are civil rights that you can enforce as a person or in respect of law. So you have the right to life, right to dignity, the right to privacy, and all of that. So as a Nigerian citizen, you have different types of rights.
Okay. All right. So we've had series of people come out on social media and say have been abused in some way, have been assaulted. So I want to know what exactly defines human rights abuse. At what point can you say your human rights has been abused?
Okay, I mean, to the extent that anyone has taken any step that is not in line with what you are doing, and there is a provision in the law prohibiting them from doing that thing that they have done, and your right more or less has been breached. Now, how you enforce that right will now depend on what type of action that person carried out. So if, for instance, somebody strikes you, that is an action against your body, against your person. That's a breach of your right to your person. So you can actually sue for a breach of right, or an abuse of your right, to dignity in that instance. But for instance, for a child or a group of children who have been deprived access to education, their right to education more or less has also been that enforced right to require a different approach from using for abuse of your dignity as an individual. So there are certain rights that spelled out chapter 4 of the Constitution that you can easily put to court for to enforce as an individual. Whereas there are some other rights that have been made non-justiciable abuse. The court cannot readily enforce them, so such as those rights to education, rights of government rights, jobs, and good employment for people and the likes.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if you were following the story that came out the day before yesterday and it's still trending today about the senator that assaulted somebody in an adult toy shop. Now, I was still having a conversation with Wura this morning that somebody sent me a link to, sign a petition against that senator. Now, I want to know if this is legal and if it is valid to, do that right now. Because, I mean, is it also a part of our rights? Is it against his own rights? How does that work, really?
Okay, so I followed that story, and in that instance, what has happened is there's a prima facie that is on the face of it, abuse of the right to dignity of that particular person, of the lady who was attacked, as we could see in the video. So if she were to go to court, she would be seeking relief against the alleged attacker.
Okay.
And she will be seeking the enforcement of her right to dignity in that particular instance. Okay. Now, to enforce that right, I understand a number of people have been sharing online petitions. The extent to which online petitions can be effective is somewhat minimal, and rather I would encourage people to consider going by way of the Fundamental Rights Enforcement Procedure rules, which are applicable in Nigerian courts. So you can institute a suit at either a federal high court or a state high court, and come under the Federal Enforcement and Fundamental Rights Enforcement Procedure rules to enforce the right to dignity in that instance. Online petitions will create awareness, but not necessarily bring about the kind of result I desire. On the contrary, going by the Fundamental Rights Enforcement Procedure rules approach may bring up the rules required to hear the petition within 7 days and to treat the matter with and the necessary attention that it requires. So the court cannot even adjourn unless it is absolutely expedient in that particular instance.
Okay. Very quickly, I know that we have people that are meant to enforce rules, and also I'd like to hear from you. Who should enforce these rules? Because I'm going to use this situation as case study a whole lot. And according to the video that we saw, we saw a police officer. He was there. He's meant to be the enforcer of rights per se, but he was there while the assault was going on, and nothing. Exactly, and nothing actually really happened. So, who are the people that we should trust that would enforce our rights?
Okay, I mean, it was unfortunate that the man who was an officer who had an obligation, a duty under law to protect citizens, to try and allow the abuse of that citizen to go on unhindered. Be that as it may, for the enforcement of rights, you can look into going as an NGO or as a person who's trying to abuse yourself. So the beautiful thing about the current 2009 Fundamental Rights Enforcement Procedure rules is that there is no requirement for local standard. That is what we call like age standing. So anybody, for instance, the brother of the woman who was assaulted can institute a human rights suit on our behalf. A civil society organization can institute a suit on behalf. Anybody can institute a suit on behalf as long as the facts and the tools required by the supply are furnished. Outside of that, however, ordinarily, the police and a number of other agencies to act and look into similar instances of abuse of rights. For persons who are unable to approach court themselves, who are not so minded, you can look at those NGOs to approach, or even the places of government. There's Liquid Council, there are other human rights organizations that the matter to maintain and take the necessary steps on behalf of the people who are suffered human rights abuse.
Okay. All right, but is it possible for you to lose your human right despite your office or your position in society? Is it actually possible to lose your human right?
Well, no.
Okay.
Human rights are inalienable. That means that you cannot take them away from a person.
Okay.
That said, however, there are limits to the enforcement of certain rights. So, for instance, where a person has been arrested for an offense, his right to legally be restrained because of the arrest. So, to every right, there might be some exceptions.
Okay.
So, but you do not lose your right necessarily. The right will just be restrained under certain circumstances which the law has permitted or by the order of a court of law. So, where, for instance, a person has been found guilty of murder and sentenced to death, if you have appealed and the appeal has failed up to the Supreme Court, to that extent, you can no longer claim a right to life because the right is taken away by the order of the court.
Yes.
Those are just the exceptions. Ordinarily, a person's right, a person cannot lose his right because human rights are inalienable.
All right, let me ask you this question. Do we have age restrictions when it has to do with exercising your fundamental human rights?
No. Because human rights are attached to person from the moment they are born. From the moment they become human, those rights are attached to you, the person. So there are no age restrictions. Now, whereas an infant or a toddler may not be able to approach the court by themselves, any other person can approach the court on their behalf to enforce their rights. So a guardian or a parent standing as a guardian and enforce the right of a child of a minor on his behalf. That is just applies. So the fact that the person is of a certain age does not mean they don't have rights. However, to enforce that, they will need some other person to stand in place for them to sue on their behalf.
Okay, so very quickly, we've been having a lot of situations going on social media, right, on the internet. In fact, in Nigeria right now, I'm sure you're aware of the allegations that was leveled against a certain pastor in Nigeria that another celebrity came out to, there was a video that was released of her talking about how she was allegedly assaulted, molested, and harassed by this pastor. Now, according to all that we've talked about today, her rights are being infringed. But now this is something that is very tricky. In case of the situation whereby this story is said to be false, what can this pastor do? Because now there's he has been defamed of some sort.
And he had to step down.
He had to step down. So what exactly can he do? Because I'm hearing something of him trying to sue her to court or whatnot. So what can be done and what can she do now that she might not be able to, place a physical evidence against him?
I did not get your question clearly, but if it relates to time, there is no limit to when you can enforce the rights in Nigeria. The fundamental right enforcement procedure rules have removed that limitation that previously existed. So even if you were assaulted by a person 20 years ago, you may not be able to maintain a thought action against them, but you can sue for the enforcement of your rights. So there's a difference between a suit for court and a fundamental right enforcement suit.
Oh, okay.
So, if your right was abused 30 years ago, you can still
enforce it
today, because there is no statute of limitation affecting enforcement of human rights.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
This has been quite enlightening.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us, Adebowale, Barrister Adebowale Toby. We really appreciate this. Thank you and have a lovely
day.
All right, so we are moving on to, check your health. Remember, we said it earlier that your health is our wealth, or our wealth is your health. I don't know how we place it.
Your health is your wealth. Your health matters to us.
Yes, it matters to us a lot. So we're going to check out health tips. Do not go anywhere. Tea or coffee continues after this.